What's up, guys? It's Rain City MMA. Your boy Bryson here with
Joey.
And today we're breaking down UFC 328, Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland for the middleweight championship. And then as the co-main, you got our boy Joshua Fearless Van versus Tatsura Taira. I know we missed last week, and we're sorry about that. Our schedule's just been a little busy. But we're back here with the big pay-per-view, and we're excited to break it down.
Woo! All right, guys. The first fight of the night we're breaking down is a flyweight matchup between Clayton Carpenter and Jose Ochoa. Carpenter at a plus 165 dog and Ochoa at a minus 200 favorite. Guys, Clayton Carpenter, he has good positional awareness when he's on top. He shows to have really solid defensive grappling. And on the Ochoa side, he has a great kickboxing style, has fought elite UFC comp. But what I see here, the biggest discrepancy for Carpenter is he has a horrible takedown defense at 37%. And on the Ochoa side, he attempts 1.3 subs per 15 minutes. I see an easy way for Ochoa to win here. I think his kickboxing style is going to be too much, and Carpenter's going to try to shoot. Ochoa reverses it and then just gets on top. I think I'm picking Ochoa money line here in this fight, and maybe Ochoa decision. Who you got, Bryson?
I think Ochoa at minus 200 is a steal. He's going to be the first leg of our parlay. He trains at Shoot the Box with Charles Oliveira, Diego Lima, and those guys. And like Joey said, he's fought great guys. He's fought Kavanaugh in his debut, made that a close one. He fought Cody Durden and then Asu Almabayev. Yeah, he got wrestled really badly against Almabayev, but that's a huge step up. I like how he keeps taking chances. 25 years old. He's the younger guy here. Clayton's really good. He got good wrestling. Comes out of Oregon. Got some decent power in his hands too, but he gets hit a lot. I mean, I'm leaning towards the decision, but don't be shocked if Ochoa puts him out in the later rounds. Throw some clean low kicks. Attempts 1.3 subs per 15 minutes. Got that jiu-jitsu from Shuta. Times his knees well too in spinning attacks. I know people will be hesitant on Ochoa's defense at 59%, but that's after the Almabayev fight. Before that, it was actually really good. He was stuffing Cody Durden and, tagging him up top. So we're going Jose Ochoa, first leg, minus 200. The next prelim we'll be breaking down for you guys is a middleweight matchup between Bison Gar, Sursakayev versus Jordan Santos. Sursakayev's coming in at minus 700, and Jordan Santos is plus 500. I'm just going to say it here. I think Santos wins this, and I think he wins the decision. I know everyone's going to be on Sursakayev and the finish. He does train with Khamzat, really good build at middleweight, 6'2", 79-inch reach. But his cardio does not look good in these fights. Eric McConaughey gave him a tough fight. And before that, I'm blanking on the guy's name, but that guy came in on short notice and actually stole the first round. I mean, he was kind of tagging Sursakayev, and the guy just ended up, fumbling to the leg kicks. But Sursakayev lands 2.76 takedowns per 15 minutes on 28% takedown accuracy. He had to wrestle in all those fights because he's trying to have fun and strike and show off. Jordan Santos trains at American Top Team, throws some very nasty low kicks, constantly pushing the pace, throws a crazy amount of volume. He lands 7 significant strikes per minute on 44% significant strike accuracy. And I just like his game. I think he's getting better each fight. And, a lot of people were complaining he's getting tagged by Danny Barlow. I just think Sursakayev is coming out there a little too much. Now, I'll say this. If he goes straight to his wrestling, it's going to be a tough fight. But Jordan Santos has showed he has a great gas tank, and I'm going to lean the dog here at plus 500. And honestly, if you guys play start round 3 or will go the distance, you'll still get plus money odds. I would look into those props because Sursakayev has not showed me early finishing tendencies unless it's against guys that are coming in on short notice. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I actually got the opportunity to see Jordan Santos live in Vancouver. It was a great fight against Danny Barlow. He pops out a super smooth jab, and like Bryson said, has a great gas tank on him. People were saying he's getting tagged by Barlow, but he has a 48% significant strike defense, which means almost half the time he's blocking him or moving out of the way. Sursakayev, on the other hand, he doesn't move his head that well. And like Bryson said, if he does shoot the takedown, it might be an easy one for him. But honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to happen because Jordan Santos has a great takedown defense at 86%. And he's fought some pretty good wrestle heavy guys. So give me Jordan Santos at plus money. All right, guys. The next fight we're breaking down is a lightweight matchup between Grant Dawson and Mateusz Rebecki. Rebecki at a plus 155 dog and Dawson at a minus 185 favorite. Guys, Dawson, he feints the level changes super well. He's a very dominant wrestler. He lands 3.81 takedowns per 15 minutes on a 39% takedown accuracy, which doesn't seem like a lot, but he's like kind of like Marab. He constantly shoots and will always get it. Sometimes he doesn't do well against power punchers, but in Rebecki, man, I don't see that happening. I know Rebecki is a big power puncher, but he gets cut open and wears a lot of damage, even from jabs. He's got a lot of miles on him fight wise. He does. Rebecki does have pretty good cardio, and he throws with some like nasty intent. But I just think Dawson's gonna neutralize that with all of his grappling, and his top control is super dangerous. So give me Grant Dawson money line here. I know a lot of people are going to hate on it, but I got Grant Dawson money line. Who you got, Bryson?
Yeah, I think unfortunately we're just going to get the fight that Dawson always brings, and he's going to just slam the takedowns, get on top of you, be able to control Rebecki, throw some nasty ground and pound, throw up some submissions as well. Dawson lands 3.21 significant strikes per minute on 52% significant strike accuracy. Shows really good ground and pound. Back significant strike defense at 44%. I know that will worry people. If I had to give this, I'd say 70-30 Dawson. Like, I feel 70% good on it. There is a part where Rebecki can just stuff the takedowns, make it an ugly fight, and knock him out. I mean, Dawson's 2 losses, Manuel Torres and King Green, both were the first round, getting him caught. Rebecki, like Joey said, he wears that damage easily. I mean, being in wars with Ludovic Klein, Chris Duncan, and Orabai, I mean, his schedule's getting ridiculous. And now they're giving him a guy, Dawson, where it's a horrible matchup. I mean, it can be good or bad depending how he's working on his camp. Both ATT guys, that will be very interesting. Rebecki can land takedowns as well. He lands 3.38 takedowns per 15 minutes on 52% takedown accuracy. But I doubt he'll want to have Dawson on his back because Dawson will throw some submissions. He's 5'10", Rebecki's 5'7". Dawson got the 72-inch reach to the 66. And Rebecki does good at closing the distance. So this will be an interesting fight. But I think at the end of the day, if Dawson dominates that first round, gets some damage on Rebecki early, and holds the control time, he'll run away with the decision or end up actually finishing him late due to either doctor stoppage or he'll actually just get the ground and pounder sub. All right, guys, the last prelim we're feeling good about for you guys is a welterweight matchup between Joel Alvarez and Yaroslav Amosov. Amosov's coming in at minus 185. Alvarez is plus 155. I know a lot of people are going to want to play the dog money on Alvarez. 23-3, 24 out of 26 fights haven't gone the distance. He's fought guys like Arman Sarukian, Vicente Luque, Elvin Brenner, a couple other dogs there. He has a very nasty clinch game, great submissions, 1.1 subs per 15 minutes, but poor takedown defense at 47%. And, the one time he fought a guy like Arman, which I get everyone's hesitant on Arman, like, oh, well, Arman's a new level. Well, Amosov's also 29-1. Y'all must have forgot. This guy was a great Bellator champion. And I know we're not high on Bellator, but look at him coming in on his debut, finishing a guy like Neil Magny, savvy veteran, subs him. Alvarez went to the distance against Luque on his debut at welterweight. I don't think his power translates in his skills to welterweight as good as it did lightweight. He hated the weight cut, so he said, I want to go up. Amosov, on the other hand, has been a welterweight his whole entire life, trains at American Top Team. Shows to have an elite level of jiu-jitsu, has high fight IQ, has great trips on his takedowns on the inside, outside. He lands 4.64 takedowns per 15 minutes on 50% takedown accuracy. And, when I'm watching film on this guy, he has really good distance management. He goes out around the cage, pops the jab, and then when he takes you down, he's always advancing positions. And I think Amasov's going to be a real problem here. I think he'll be very heavy on Alvarez, and as good as Alvarez is, I think he's really going to struggle at welterweight. He might even, and you know what, if he gets dominated or subbed this fight, he might even think of going back to lightweight, which I thought he never should have left. I get it's really hard on him, but give me Amasov here. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I'm also going on the Amasov side. You know, I think he's levels above Alvarez at this point, honestly. Alvarez has a poor takedown defense at 47%, even though he does find his range super early, and people are high on him because he's fought pretty good UFC comp. Amasov, you know, he always feints the level changes and holds his top control super well. When he's on the outside, he does really good at feinting and then shooting in or throwing a jab and making you think about it. I think Amasov is just a beast here. I don't see him any way for him to lose. He also has a 54% significant strike defense. So if Alvarez wants to go that route, I don't think it's going to look pretty for him. Give me Amasov moneyline and Amasov by decision. All right, guys, we're opening up the main card with a lightweight matchup between King Green and Jeremy, who the heck is that guy, Stevens. Jeremy Stevens at plus 240 and King Green at minus 300. Had to throw that corny one in for Connor, but let's get down to it. So King Green, you know, keeps his hands low. He throws at a lot of odd angles, and he lands 6.38 significant strikes per minute on a 53% significant strike accuracy. King Green is that guy, guys. He's been around, fought the who's who of the division. Jeremy Stevens, on the other hand, who is that guy? You know, he likes to make the fight look ugly, and he hasn't fought in MMA in a long time. He does land 3.15 significant strikes per minute, only on a 40% significant strike accuracy. He's also 29-22, meaning I don't think he cares too much about his record or how confident he is in finishing the fight. So give me King Green money line and King Green by maybe late KO. I'm going to say second round. Who you got, Bryson?
I'm going King Green here. You know, I think minus 300 is cheap. Jeremy Stevens is doing a lot of boxing, bare knuckle, you know, just other promotions. He's getting out there. You know, it's cool. Now the UFC lets these guys come in and out, you know, rare. But that fight against Mason Jones, you know, he made it a dogfight. That's what he's going to look to do, make it look ugly. But he hasn't fought an MMA in a year now. That Mason Jones fight was last year, a year ago and some change by the time this fight happens. He's very durable, though, has a strong chin. You know, shows some good boxing with fast hands. But King Green, I mean, after the Zell Hubert and then the Lance Gibson Jr. win aged well because he knocked out our boy Chase, man. I hated that. But King Green, he throws a nice teep kick. He's able to manage the distance well. Can mix up wrestling when needed, too. People forget he was a wrestler first. Great significant strike defense at 62%. Like Joey said, he keeps those hands low, but he throws out a lot of odd angles, trips up a lot of fighters. And I just think it will kind of look like the Jim Miller fight at 300. I think Green's just going to be the more active fighter. He's going to land the cleaner shots and win a clear decision, just riding the ship out. So I'm going Green money line and Green by decision as well. All right, guys, this main card only gets better from here each fight. This next one we got to break down is a welterweight matchup between Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Buckley's coming in at plus 135. Sean Brady at minus 165. Give me Buckley here. I think it's a tough matchup for Brady. He got some real KO power in the hands. Very explosive with excellent athleticism. I mean, Buckley he keeps going and he throws with power and precision. Solid takedown defense at 72%. You know, I was watching the film against Colby and Usman. I know it can be a little concerning, but I like that he's taken a year off, and he even went into that RAF fight against a real good wrestler, ended up losing, but I like how Buckley's like willing to take risk and wants to be uncomfortable to get better. I don't think Sean Brady wants to get any better at striking than Buckley is at wrestling, if that makes sense. So I like the dog here at plus 135. I think Brady, though, he does time his takedowns well, lands 3.53 takedowns per 15 minutes on 53% takedown accuracy. He's doing that against Edwards and Burns. I don't think Brady's fighting these guys who has power and athleticism like Buckley, and Buckley has decent sprawls as well. So I think Buckley could clean Brady's clock, or he just wins a very dominant decision, and Brady's toughing it out to go the distance here. But yeah, give me Buckley here. I like Buckley, and I like that he's also been in 2 5-rounders his last 2 fights. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I'm going the same as Bryson. I'm going with my guy Joaquin Buckley. I picked him against Colby. I love this guy, man. He's a beast, especially ever since that knockout. I forget who it was against, but he grabbed his leg and then hit him with a spinning kick to the freaking shin. Just knocked him out clean, cold. One of the best knockouts you'll ever see in UFC history. Getting down to the breakdown, Buckley, he rips to the body super well. And on the Brady side, he has a good gas tank on him, but he does lack power and combos on the feet. So he's really looking to get this fight to the ground. Like Bryson said, Buckley has made it uncomfortable for him and got really into the wrestling. And I mean, he fought Usman the last rounds 4 and 5. He was actually figuring out the wrestling, stuffing some takedowns. And whenever it was on the feet, Usman did not like that. He has excellent significant strike defense at 59%, which is crazy. And he has a great feint game as well. He's got the KO power in the hands. And, I love Joaquin Buckley. I think, especially with Brady being gun-shy against Morales a little bit, just looked uncomfortable in there. I don't think Buckley's going to be like that. I think he's going to push the pace, and he's going to figure him out real quick. So give me Joaquin Buckley moneyline and Joaquin Buckley by KO. All right, guys, we're breaking down the featured fight of the night, a heavyweight matchup between Alexander Volkov and Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo at a plus 155 dog and Volkov at a minus 185 favorite. Guys, I picked on the champions who I think is going to be champion at the end of the year. Waldo's my guy. Volkov, on the other hand, he has some very solid offensive grappling. He's losing his speed as the age is going up, though. He's taking a lot of damage, and he does use his kick to find range. He's 6'7" at 37 years old, so he has an 80-inch reach. Waldo, on the other hand, he has very smooth technical boxing, great chin on him. He has great head movement as well. He's got some deadly KO power in the hands, and his takedown defense is pretty decent at 72%. Sorry about that. And he times his low kick super well. So give me Waldo moneyline and maybe Waldo KO round 3 on a long shot. But Waldo moneyline, just take the plus money. Don't think about the prop. Who you got, Bryson?
I'm going Waldo as well at plus 155. I know a lot of people think if Waldo's going to win this fight, he's going to have to get a finish. I actually think he can win a decision. I think he's going to throw the more accurate punches. I think he's going to get Volkov off balance a lot. And when Volkov's in his defensive guard, when he's standing up, he's kind of just leaning forward, and he's not really moving his hands and putting them up as high. I think Costa could, definitely catch him a couple times. He has great speed on him with exceptional athleticism. Every time he fights, they always say he was a pitcher, and the way he throws his overhand or just a jab is like he's throwing a fastball. He lands 5.54 significant strikes per minute on 49% significant strike accuracy. Throw some clean boxing combos. I just really like the side of Acosta here. Volkov, he's fought the better competition. I get that. He's fought guys like Gon, Almeida, Tom Aspinall, the who's who of heavyweight, but 37 years old, man. I know that's not old at heavyweight, but I think it's catching up to Volkov. And he doesn't do well when he's under pressure. We saw that in the Gon fight and some other fights. He does have 53% significant strike defense, which I give him. But I think Waldo can be the better guy here. And I think he can even, if he steals the first round, I really don't think Volkov's going to win the last 2 and try to come back. He's going to have to use his kicks, and Waldo does a really good job at catching kicks. We saw that in the Lewis fight, the D'Elia fight, as well as Gaziev. He just does well at catching kicks midair and kind of shaking it off. Really good feint game, too. So give me the better boxer and the guy who's got the momentum with him. All right, guys, we got the co-main event of the evening for the flyweight championship. You know who we rocking with already. I don't even got to say it, but I'll read the odds out for y'all. We got Joshua Fearless Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Van coming in as a dog at plus 135 and Taira at minus 165. Give me my boy Van at plus 135, and it's already going down. It was plus 145 yesterday at the time of this recording. So the three leg will be Ochoa at minus 200, Amasav at minus 185, and Van at plus 135. We're getting you guys some great odds this one. Van rips to the body extremely well. Has 600 plus significant strike performances in flyweight division, the most ever. Has great takedown defense at 81%. All the people say, Tyra's going to sub him, Tyra's going to do this all easily. Van has fought wrestlers before. He has fought Cody Durden. He's fought Ray Tassura. He's fought even guys that are strikers, and he turns them into wrestlers because they want to do something to him. He has the best gas tank at flyweight. Has extremely great boxing combos. Rips to the body, super nice. He does struggle with low kicks at times. I will say, honestly, I think that's Van's biggest weakness. I don't even think it's the grappling. He does good at pushing against the fence. He's good at popping back up. He's fought the competition at this point. And I just think Van's the younger guy. He's going to fight for your money, too. When does Van not fight for your money? I was just showing Joey, we were going past our back to our old bets. I've literally called every Van fight right. And, even the one I lost was Charles Johnson. Yeah, I'll take that loss because Van's hitting at like a 97% win rate. He's lost once in the UFC. And I just think people are sleeping on his wrestling and grappling. Not to mention, he has another teammate at flyweight, Alden Correa, who's kind of built like Taira. He's a taller flyweight. He's a good grappler and wrestler. I'm sure Van gets plenty of rounds in the training room at 4-Ounce Fight Club, which that gym's on the come up like I've been saying. And I think the kid from Houston and Myanmar, I think Van defends his belt and still... Tyra, on the other hand, great backpack, shows to have a nice tight clinch, very slick jiu-jitsu. Honestly, I'd say his body lock's better than Pantoja's at this point, especially coming off the injury. I think that body triangle is, he gets that seat belt. He doesn't move his head well, though, when striking. That Royval fight, he was really struggling, but... I've been talking a lot about Van, but, Tyra's still a dog. I love Tyra, but... And still, baby. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this is a fight between two people I don't want to lose, but, someone's got to. I'm going to advocate for Tyra, He has a nice tie clinch and a very slick jiu-jitsu game. He attempts 1.6 subs per 15 minutes. And, he doesn't, like Bryson said, doesn't move his head well a lot of the time, but he's very active on the ground, always looking for the finish. But, our boy Joshua Van... he does tend to be a slow starter, but, that Pantoja fight ended in the first round, guys. So keep that in mind, especially people think it's a fluke. But, hey, if you're a black belt in BJJ, you should know how to fall, right? He has, one of the best gas tanks on him at flyweight as well. Puts together amazing boxing combinations. I love his right hand. Then he'll throw a left to the body and come over the top with it. We saw that against Royval. He throws some nasty low kicks, too. People think, oh, yeah, it's just a side kick. No, he throws obliques. He throws, kicks to the thigh. He'll really mess up your leg. And I think that's his key to win here, guys. So if he throws those obliques and a couple side kicks to the thigh, I think it's going to be real hard in a 5-round fight or a 3-round fight even for Tyra to move forward and want to take him down once his leg is really throbbing. His takedown defense is also great at 81%. And he's fought guys like, Pantoja, Ray Tassura, crazy people in the past. Tyra, like Bryson said, he's training with a guy just like kind of Tyra's level. Not too good with the hands, but really good on the ground. He rips to the body super well. And I don't see a way for him to lose here. So give me Joshua Van money line, and give me Joshua Van by KO on a long shot. But I think he's really going to do it in the later rounds. I think Joshua Van could KO him. I know a lot of people are high on Tyra, but give me Van money line just for the safer bet and KO for the long shot. All right, guys, we got the main event of the evening, a championship middleweight matchup between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland. Khamzat coming in at a minus 600 favorite, and Sean Strickland at a plus 425 dog. Guys, Khamzat, he's a different type of beast. He comes out so aggressive, lands 5.29 takedowns per 15 minutes on a 55% takedown accuracy. And once he's on top, it's really hard for you to get off. I mean, we saw him in that DDP fight. Sean Strickland, on the other hand, pops out a clean jab, always uses his teep kicks. The only problem is everybody's really high on him because he knocked out our boy Fluffy Hernandez that we love. He has a pretty good feint game, and his takedown defense is pretty good at 76%, but Fluffy Hernandez, he didn't really shoot on him like that. So this fight's going to be a good one. I think if Sean doesn't win, the first round or two, it's going to be a real long night for him, especially losing against DDP, and DDP didn't do any better against Khamzat than I think Strickland will do. Khamzat also attempts 1.8 subs per 15 minutes, and he's improved his boxing shots really well. So give me Khamzat moneyline in this fight. I love Sean Strickland for what he's done in the past, but it's just going to be a real hard way for him to win here. So give me Khamzat. Who you got, Bryson?
I'm also going Khamzat Chimaev. I know minus 600's a lot, but I'm going to lay it down. I also think by sub, a lot of people are going ground and pound, thinking they hate each other. He's going to really want to F him up. I think to F a guy up is you want to make him quit. And I think Khamzat would want Strickland to quit. Not to mention, it might be early, guys. I know everyone keeps talking about this fight's deep because they're trying to look at the Sean Strickland side, but Khamzat could easily finish him 1-2. Like, seriously, we could be in and out here. He feints his level changes very well. Excellent gas tank on him. I know people, it's weird. This narrative's still around with Khamzat. He just went 5 with DDP, has the most control time in a championship fight, and we're talking about, well, can Khamzat make it 4-5? Well, we already saw it. Not to mention against a better wrestler and a better anti-grappler in DDP, who wrestled Sean Strickland. You guys might have forgot their first 2 fights. He landed multiple takedowns both times they fought. Strickland does have good movement though, 60% significant strike defense. He's fought the who's who of the middleweight. Jared Cannonier, Israel Adesanya, Brendan Allen, Imavov, DDP. I'm naming killers here. He doesn't get trolled when on bottom, and sorry, we got a cat in here, but we're filming. Can't stop it. But Sean, great feint game, gets all his opponents to bite. And Khamzat, he's very aggressive early, great offensive grappling, and always looking in advanced position. So I think Khamzat's I'm going with the money line. I'm also going with the finish here. But, yeah, guys, we're excited for this card and excited for this main and co-main. Should be a good one, and we love you guys.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Rain City MMA. We're sorry about last week. We didn't tune in. Our schedules have just been a little crazy. I'm graduating college and stuff, but we got a 3-leg parlay cooked up for you. Real good lines this week. So first, starting off, we got Ochoa, minus 200. Next leg, Amasov at minus 185. And last leg, give us Van at plus 135. Lock it in, guys, and we'll see you at the cash counter. Let's go.
Woo! And still, baby.